Hello and welcome to Royce Airs episode 54, where I am joined with the founder of Solutionary Events, Mr. Kevin Layton. Stay tuned. Hi, yes, meow, and welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. Glad you all are here with us. It's Thursday, so you know that tonight is the open mic competition at Vinyl Arts Bar that is going down from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'll be your very handsome, very lovely MC there, so make sure you come on out and join us. It's free cover, happy hour from 6 to 8, so lots and lots of cool stuff. For those of you who, if it's your first time here with us, welcome to the Royce Airs Show. I will be your host, Mr. Royce Airs Ashcroft. And do you know why I'm going to be your host? It's because I'm the guy who's wearing the really nice fancy suit. That's why. Kind of qualifies me for that. No, but seriously, I do this vegan talk show every Monday through Friday to just have an open discussion about the vegan lifestyle with folks. It's 2018 and a lot of people are making that transition. So they have comments, they have questions, they want to know about different recipes, other people who are doing it, success rates with other people, and why other people might not be doing it so well. We're here to answer all those questions. We're here to have a good conversation about it with you, so I am so glad that you all are here with us today. Speaking of being on the camera, that's pretty much my lifelong, that's my dream, that's my passion. I've always wanted to be a game show host, so I am taking necessary steps to make sure that happens. So, you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube or whatever archived place you're watching it, unless you are one of those lucky folks who are in the chat with me right now, which I'm really happy to hear. Glad to see that we have some folks here. If you all have any comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to ask. And as always, I really want to thank the District Market at Mills 50 and Altar Offerings for their monthly contributions to the show. So if you know that you want to see this grow, you enjoy what I'm doing, you see the benefit, you see the cause, so I would ask that you become one of our donor Patreons as well too. I'm about to introduce you all to the guest for the day, but we're doing a little quiz game, okay? I asked our guest today, Mr. Kevin, 2 questions off the air. I asked him, 1, do pineapples go on pizza? It's a yes or no question. You can ask, I want you to give the answer that you think that Kevin gave. He either said, yes, pineapples go on pizza, or no, they do not. And I also asked him, will the U.S. population be 50% by the year 2050? So, yeah, the questions kind of went from easy to difficult. But either way, you give what you think Kevin is going to give. I'm going to give you all the correct answers after we get to know him. So help me introduce Mr. Kevin Layton, everybody. He is here via green screen. Kevin, how are you doing today, my brother? Thank you for being on the show, man. It's like I can almost touch you, but you're too far away. You're too far away. Kevin, tell us, who is Kevin Layton? I like it, my man. I like it. Give us one quick second, Kevin. I want to make sure that everybody can hear you properly, because I can hear you, but We're having Miss Gia, Amari, and Solutionary Events. Miss Jenna says that they can't hear Mr. Kevin. And you all, I really wish y'all could have heard him. He just talked about how he liked rock climbing. He talked about how he thinks that Amari's a really mean person. So yeah, I mean, I really wish you could have heard that, Amari. Man, maybe next time though. Maybe next time. Whenever we're working on getting that technical issue fixed, so once you all can hear Kevin, let us know, because that will be super, super helpful. Mr. Kevin, I want to have you do another quick test. Just briefly tell us about another good 15 seconds worth of who you are. Let's see if we can hear you now. Let's see. Well, Amari put a sad face, so I'm gonna take that as a no. Amari, I'm gonna partly blame you, Gia, and Jenna, because Gia and Jenna has the letters that start with the letter J, and yours starts with the letter I. And I know that doesn't really have to do with anything, but we're just letting you know. Kevin, we're going to be right back with you in just a moment. We're going to get this all sorted out so that way we can have a good, clean rolling show. In the meantime, I want to let everybody know we're having the vegan soiree at the end of July. So make sure, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet for that, if you want to come and be a part, it's where other vegans come out and they dress up all nice. Me, but even nicer. So make sure you all come out, be a part of that. If you're in the Central Florida area, if you're anywhere, Orlando, Tampa, Daytona, we have people from all over. So we would definitely love to have you all come out. While we're waiting, Gia, oh no, Gia, Amari, don't cry. You all are here with me right now, so we're going to have let's do a little Q&A. I know that both of you young ladies have already been on the show, so we're going to pretend like you're on the show once again, okay? So, Gia, we're going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Just kidding. People can go back and watch this episode, not yours, Gia, so you got to stop trying to steal everybody's stuff. It's not nice at all. And Miss Amari, you remember whenever they say you gotta look at the positives, because it's like the same thing that I say every day as far as be passionate about being passionate, because if you have passion, you can never fail. And even though sometimes there seems like there's bumps along the road, sometimes there's maybe little hiccups, but you have to keep on rolling with it, and you have to just trust in the universe, know that things are going to work itself out, know that things are going to be good. We're going to try the audio, see how's the audio looking. Mr. Kevin, give us a little test. I can hear you. But how's the rest of everybody else? Can you all hear my friend Mr. Kevin? Because he's got some cool stuff to say. The thing I like about Kevin and Miss Jenna is that you all have the stats. You all have the knowledge whenever it comes to the whole vegan lifestyle. Jenna, she posted a status the other day about the B12 and the doctor, and that I read it twice, because it was so well read out. It was so thought out. It was so smooth. I wanted to submit it somewhere. I wanted to say it on the show, but I know that if I tried to replicate it from my mouth, it wouldn't come out as smooth. Even if I read it verbatim, it would not. So that's why I'm glad that you're here with us today. I just really wish that Miss Gia could hear you. What if Gia and Amari were pulling my leg, that they kind of got into cahoots with each other to make sure that, like, a fun little prank today. No, that wouldn't be cool. That wouldn't be cool, Kevin. And I don't see either one of them doing anything like that either. I am going to check in. If y'all have any comments, questions, concerns, right now we're trying to get some audio working with Mr. Kevin, seeing if it can work. Give us just one quick second, okay, folks? Do you want to restart the stream or see if maybe a little reset? Gotcha. Folks, I don't know how the weather's doing where right now. It's a little stormy here in Central Florida. How is it where you're at, Mr. Kevin? Oh, I can't hear you now either, Kevin. Don't worry, we're about to restart the stream real quick to see if we can get things back online. So because it was just working before, so we're going to give it a quick moment, folks. Make sure you all stick around. I hear you. Just want to ask one more time to our studio audience because I just got the feedback. I just got the sound. I want to know if you all heard Kevin. Kevin, if you don't mind like farting or burping so they can hear you. Okay, laughing works too. Hey, okay, Amari said,
Are we good
Kevin,
to go?
we are good to go. Cool
Awesome.
beans, cool beans. Then you know what? Oh, wow. Now you all get to meet Kevin. Now you get to meet Kevin. So remember the questions that I asked him before the show was, do pineapples go on pizza, and will the US population be at least 50% plant-based by the year 2050? Give us what you think his answers are, kind of based off the conversation that we have coming up, okay? So, Mr. Kevin, tell us a little bit about how your passion started. Let's talk about solutionary events. Why did that start? How did that start? And let us know.
Okay. I guess we'll start from the beginning. Like I mentioned in my intro, which I'm not sure if everyone was able to hear, unfortunately, I think not. But part of what I was saying is basically my entire life, I've grown up always with a really deep appreciation for nature and just being out in nature, camping and hiking and just exploring in the woods, like any kids love to do. And that appreciation has basically followed me until today and has only grown stronger and stronger. Um, and that kind of led into me starting with rock climbing, which, like I mentioned in my intro, is one of my greatest passions in life. And of course, that's done out in nature. So you spend a lot of time hiking out to venues and things like that to climb. But anyway, so when I was climbing one day, I actually met Jenna Bardroff out rock climbing. And we basically just got into a conversation about veganism, naturally, because she was wearing a vegan shirt. So I had to start asking her some questions. I really didn't know much about veganism or a plant-based lifestyle. I knew what it was. I knew like the basics. Like I knew what it was about. I knew that it meant that you don't cause any harm to animals. But that was kind of like where my knowledge ended. That was like the capacity of my knowledge about veganism. And so we had a really great conversation about it, and I started doing a little bit of research. And very long story short, one night shortly after we met, I was like, well, what the heck? I might as well try it for a week. I've lived 25 years of my life a certain way, and I'm willing to try anything for a week, especially if it's supposed to be, super healthy for myself and for the people, animals, and the environment collectively. And so I decided to go vegan. And when I first went vegan, I kind of made that decision with no conviction at all. It was just kind of like a trial run just to see if I liked it, kind of get my feet wet. And so a week went by, and I was like, all right, this is good. This is cool. I'm enjoying the food I'm eating. I'm learning a lot about health and nutrition, as well as how living a plant-based lifestyle benefits other people, animals, and the environment, as I mentioned. And so about 2 or 3 weeks went by, and a lot of research and watching some documentaries and talking with a lot of other vegans. And and I decided it was the lifestyle for me, and it was a very easy decision, and it was kind of a no-brainer once I started to learn about it. So, leading into solutionary species as a movement and solutionary events, for those of you who may have not heard of the solutionary species movement, basically what it means to be a part of that movement or to be a solutionary is to actively take part in world's solutions, to not get hung up on problems, but instead to focus on the solutions. The word solutionary is pretty much the opposite of problematic. And, we know that our existence on this planet has kind of a problematic reputation, to say the least. So when I learned about solutionary species as a movement, I was very intrigued, very interested, of course. And that led me to get involved with the nonprofit organization Solutionary Events. And I've been with Solutionary Events for about 2.5 years now.
Gotcha. So you joined Solutionary Events. They were already an existing foundation before you came along, or did you and Jenna create that?
Well, this is actually kind of where we always a little bit of a gray area. So solutionary species is the movement to focus on the solutions, like I mentioned, and that has been around for a while, for several years before I learned about it. And so solutionary events is actually a platform to host vegan events and to bring communities together and to bring like-minded people together that want to make the world a better place, in a nutshell. Solutionary Events actually was started by a small group of individuals, myself being one of them. None of us, of course, can directly take any credit whatsoever. It's a major collaborative effort. It always is. Without everyone involved and all the community members and businesses and organizations that are partnered with Solutionary Events, it wouldn't be what it is. So, Jen and I did take part in the start of Solutionary Events, but we're not the founders directly.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate that clarification. We need a little bit more clarification as well, because I didn't. Hey guys, I'm gonna actually introduce you all to my friend Delilah real fast, because I didn't realize that she was still here in the studio. So Delilah, say hello to everyone, because you are a sneaky little cat. I was trying to figure out where is that meowing coming from. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Amari wants to know, was it love at first sight with Miss Jenna?
Yes, it was.
See, Amari, it's not crazy. It happens to all of us who have good intuition. Because it was the same thing with Amari and I, at least on my end. As soon as she touched me, I was like, oh, cool, you're the one. But she didn't get it for like a few weeks or something. We just were not on the same page, so I didn't understand. But
Of course. I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I want to say I agree with both of you, because I agree that love at first sight is possible. It is definitely a reality for people, fewer people than what I would wish would experience that. But I think that it is definitely possible. And then I also think on the kind of adverse side of that, if you meet someone that you fall in love with, you may not know that it was love at first sight right off the bat, or you may not realize that. But that was the starting place that led up to your loving, meaningful relationship. So I would say that even if you don't realize it, it could have been love at first sight.
I think that she's just not trying to give me enough credit, in all honesty, which is kind of what just happens throughout the whole relationship anyways, but we won't go there today.
Fair enough.
Kevin, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because yesterday was the 4th of July, and I heard from different sides of Facebook that some people were for fireworks and that some were not for fireworks, vegan and non-vegan, and different people talked about the ethical issues and just kind of going behind the making of fireworks. So I wanted to hear from you. What is your stance of fireworks and being in alignment with the vegan lifestyle?
It's a very good question, and I actually have given this a lot of thought. In the last couple of years, I've been a vegan for about 2.5 years. So um, my my level of awareness about the environment, particularly, has definitely increased, and will continue to increase as I learn and and read more and everything like that. Fireworks in particular, I always used to go and see the fireworks with my family whenever, when I was growing up. It was like a tradition, naturally, like most countries in the world, most families, it's a tradition to go and see fireworks, whether it's for the 4th of July or New Year's or whatever celebration. It's like a spectacle that people don't see often, and it's just, it is a it's a spectacle to see. So it has that appeal. Um, but after I went vegan, I did start to do some research on the kind of dark side of firework displays, which there are many, unfortunately. Um, just the negative impact on the environment with all of the pollution, whether it's chemicals that are going into the atmosphere as well as settling down into groundwater and into natural habitats of animals that are negatively affected. Um, but it's also very it's scary for dogs and for other animals, and they don't know what's going on. Animals that live out in nature, non-domesticated animals, they have no idea what's going on. It's terrifying for them. The extremely loud sounds and bright flashes and everything like that. So I have kind of a negative feeling about fireworks nowadays, after learning kind of about all their negative effects. But there are a lot of alternatives to fireworks.
So, what would be some of the alternatives that people could use instead?
Some of the alternatives to going to a fireworks display, and there are a lot, but some of the major comparable alternatives where if you really are going to see this great light spectacle and you want to be impressed, a lot of places actually do laser light shows. A lot of amusement parks and theme parks all over Orlando and Disney. Speaking of local areas, they do really spectacular laser light shows to celebrate holidays like 4th of July, New Year's, other holidays that they'd have fireworks on. And other than the use of electricity, that's really all that they consume. They don't pollute the atmosphere, the environment. Um, they're not shocking to animals with the thunderous sounds and everything like that. Definitely a better approach to a 4th of July celebration,
I
just
agree
as an
with you.
example.
I definitely agree with you on that. I was thinking about it last night because it was the first time in my vegan journey that I'd actually thought, are fireworks incongruent with my lifestyle? And after,
Right.
yeah, kind of, looking up a few different other people's opinions, people who've done research about it, and just kind of giving the breakdown of how they're made and what they're made from. Although,
Right.
some of the ingredients in some of them can be vegan, not all of them are, and the fact that you have a lot of other human ethical issues going on, so, with the child labor that produces a lot of
Of
these
course.
fireworks anyways. It's like, it's a no for me, dog. I
Yeah,
do.
I completely agree. That's definitely something that I learned in doing some research. Are all the heavy metals. The colors from fireworks are actually from different metals that they use. For example, the color blue, when you see a blue firework, that's from having copper in the firework, and that's what causes it to be blue. The colors are made from metals, and then you have gunpowder and other chemicals that are very toxic to people and animals and the environment, of course, that are just, they go up into the air and then they settle into bodies of water and onto into forests and everything like that. And they travel great distances in the wind. And some of them dissipate pretty quickly into the environment. They kind of become diluted. And then some of them, like the heavy metals that are very toxic, they're very persistent and they don't break down or biodegrade for a very, very, very long time, like plastic. Um, so they have a very long lasting negative effect.
I think it's going to be one of those things that we just kind of have to work on as a society, because even like with the vegan movement, with the vegan lifestyle, people aren't readily open to taking it, because it's like, well, if I'm not going to eat meat, what am I going to have that's tasty? I can't imagine anything without it. So 4th of July without fireworks, that ain't American. Like,
I know, yeah, absolutely. It's totally taboo to some people.
get ready for the
My mom, for
backlash.
example, she still loves the fireworks, and she went vegan about a year ago, and she's on that journey of learning and everything. She's very traditional though, and she still loves firework displays. So it's definitely a major tradition that people kind of have to learn to open their eyes to what's behind it.
Honestly, just having that open mind, open heart. Speaking of open hearts, we have Miss Patty Layton. I don't know if you know her, but she says Kevin Layton is awesome. It sounds like she's putting a whole bunch of graffiti down our line, so I'm about to block her. No, she's cool. She's cool. Glad all of you are here tuned in with us. We're here at the Royce Air Show. I'm here with my friend, Mr. Kevin Layton, and we're just having an open discussion about the vegan lifestyle. We were talking about fireworks, and I wanted to ask Kevin, you said your mom went vegan a year ago. How about the rest of your folks in your family? How's that transitioning happening? Are they open to it, or are they just like, not for me?
Um, so yes, my mom is Patty Layton, so that's who is online. Yeah, it's probably been about a year and a half or so since she went vegan, and she was from the start. She was super, super into it, very supportive, got on board right away, and has been doing wonderfully. Has had super success as far as health, her own health, and you just feel good all the time about what you're doing. You feel like you're having a positive impact, less of a carbon footprint, and you feel very good about it. So I'm super proud of her for taking that on and learning how easy it can be. It's really not hard. As far as some of my other family members, it's definitely different for everyone. I've been working on my dad for a while now, and he's learning here and there, but he's a bit more stubborn than other people that have gone vegan pretty quickly. But I won't stop sharing information and everything until everyone's vegan.
That's what it's
Pretty
all
much.
about, man. Literally, like, I continue to share it with my family, but at this point, it's a lot easier for me to share it with people who are not in my family, because they don't really take it
Yeah.
well from me. I guess they kind of see me as, you'll be okay, Royce. But whenever they hear it from other people, it just seems to make more sense. So,
Yeah. It's kind of that third party dynamic. Like you can tell someone something, whether it's a family member or a close friend or a coworker. You can tell them over and over and over and over and over again, and they kind of like get to know you for telling them about that. But as soon as they hear it from a third party, like an outside source, then it's
it just makes
like
all the sense.
yeah, it's like revitalized information to them that they've heard before, but now it's like it clicks because you're not just like the odd one out that's telling them this. It's like there are other people.
That's what
So
happened with one of my good friends, good business partners, Mr. Antoine. I've been on his case about the vegan lifestyle for a while, and I did it in a non-pushy manner. Didn't want to like sit there and drill it in, but
of course,
anytime that, we'd go out to have lunch with him, Amari and I, and it would always be something vegan. Of course, the discussion would pop up, but it wasn't until like his girlfriend's babysitter was talking about the vegan lifestyle, then I should look into that. So Antoine, if you were watching this, yeah, I'm calling you out, man.
yeah, it's definitely super common though. That's probably the majority of responses, or like regular responses that you hear from people are kind of along that line. It definitely takes more than one person to change someone. It takes you know information. It takes them learning it on their own and having a purpose and kind of a conviction to move in that direction.
That's what it's all about, Kevin. That's why I appreciate you for doing what you do. I appreciate you pushing solutionary events along, and I appreciate you for coming on this broadcast with us today as well.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being on as well.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you all for joining us each and every single day. Definitely means a lot that you all come by, come and support the show. I want you all to make sure that you're here with us tomorrow because we're going to be joined with the young lady who's running the behind the scenes of Body Talk, Stevie Ramirez. Looking forward to seeing you all then. And Royce Ashcroft signing out.